frame the guys that you learn on some makeup so you put on. That year's gonna happen.
Audience, please sit. Phones away. We're less than a minute out. Eyes up. Get ready.
Oh, no, it's you. Oh, no, yeah, wait till you, in 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, make your
Well, hello to my virtual audience out there and YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us. We're so glad to have you for another case of Divorce Court Live. Now, you know my in-studio jury has been here all day with me as we have gone through a number of cases, but today's case, yes, indeed, it has a polygraph element to it. So that means you're going to find out if somebody's lying. But we always know ahead of time, don't we? Because we are the lie detectors. Let's get to the show.
All right, clear stage, please. Clear stage. Corey, can I invite you to speak? Thank you, sir. All right, put all cell phones up, please. All cell phones up. All right, everyone look at the white chair for me. Thank y'all.
All right, stage is set.
All right, stand by, everyone. Stand by for the count. 10, 5, 4, 3.
Mr. Parker says his fiancee, Miss Thomas, prides herself on being a self-made hustler. But her recent shady behavior has him wanting her to take a lie detector test to find out if she's also a self-made cheater. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Parker v. Thomas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parker and Ms. Thomas. I'm glad to have you here at Divorce Court, and welcome everyone especially to our virtual audience today who are joining us to listen to this particular case. So, our litigants today have been together for 9 years. They've been engaged for 5 years. They have no children together, yet they have blended their family, as I understand, and they are presently living together. Mr. Parker, why are we in divorce court?
Your Honor, making this plain and simple, my fiance has become a sneaky, lying, manipulative woman.
Sneaky, lying, and manipulative. That is not
Yes, ma'am.
what
And
a wife
today,
makes.
I just want
What
the
a
truth.
combo.
I'm tired of going through certain situations with her, and based on what I hear today, really depends on if we're gonna stay together.
And so you literally have come to court looking for answers. And if you don't get the right answers, you ready to walk away?
Yeah, completely.
And you all have made a family together, as I understand. So you have a 10-year-old son, an 11-year-old daughter, twin daughters.
Yes, I have identical twin daughters.
And since y'all have been together for 9 years, these children, they know Miss Thomas as their second mom, their bonus mom.
Basically, and her kids basically call me their real father. So
absolutely. Miss Thomas, you have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old, correct?
I do. Sure.
So this is a real family with real stakes in the ground. So I think we do need to get to some answers. Miss Thomas, you heard what Mr. Parker said. What do you say?
I did. I think that, the accusations are wild, first of all. We have been together almost a decade, and our kids are blended, but I've been through a lot, and I think that he is paranoid. I think that he overreacts to many situations, and that's pushed us here. So I do want to go ahead and clear my name today.
So this would be the time for us to try to get all things out in the open. I understand that relationships go through ups and downs, but they shouldn't be so painful that we are ready to break up a family unless it's something serious. Am I correct?
It's that.
Take me back, Mr. Parker, to the time where, I like to say it was daffodils and daisies and we were all holding hands and everything was great. How did you all meet?
Well, it was about, it was summertime, probably about 9 years ago.
There were daffodils and daisies.
So basically, we were all friends. I was with someone else at the time.
Okay.
And we were just all friends. Me and my ex basically broke up, and that's when me and Miss Thomas started a relationship.
Okay, so you all weren't, shall we say, dipping and dabbing while you were getting out of that former relationship?
Not completely.
There was some overlap, though, wasn't it? There was a little overlap.
I would say so.
A little overlap. Okay. See, why do I always find out? Okay.
And he gave it away with the smile.
I know. When you put a smile on your face, I can figure it out. Miss Thomas, why did you pick him? What was it about Mr. Parker?
Well, me and D'Artagnan became friends first. I was moving to Atlanta, and me and him bonded very, very quickly. Our children became friends. Me and his former girlfriend became friends as well, and we were. And after whatever happened in their relationship, they weren't together anymore, and me and D'Artagnan started a relationship.
And you still cool with her?
No, I'm not.
I didn't think so.
No.
Uh-huh. So I have a little note here, Mr. Parker, Ms. Thomas, that you all had planned to get married, but the COVID epidemic sort of derailed that. Am I correct, Mr. Parker?
Yes, that's 100% correct. Like,
that's not really correct.
It's
not. It wasn't because of COVID.
Lisa, come on without a cap.
So what happened, Ms. Thomas?
Cap.
Excuse me?
So let me tell you what happened, Judge Starr. Me and D'Artagnan had a miscarriage. And yes, it was around the time of COVID, but I felt like he didn't give me the support that I needed. I felt like
that's a lie. That is
let me hear exactly what Ms. Thomas is saying, because her feelings are still valid. Whether or not that was your intention, that's debatable. And I'll take you at your words that that was not what you intended. But Ms. Thomas is entitled to feel like she felt. So how were you feeling around the tragedy of a miscarriage?
Thank you. At the time, I was surrounded by not my family members, but his family members and him. So I felt like there was a total lack of support. I felt as though I was left to grieve on my own, and he was just out in the wind hanging.
No, basically, she started blaming me for what happened. That's the truth.
I understand that you all tragically lost your baby at about 16 weeks, and you all wanted the baby.
And that was due to stress from you.
So, Mr. Parker, why would you
you.
think that she thought that she was blaming you? Help me to understand.
Look, I was raised in a household where men don't show their emotions like that. We just keep on going. So I guess she felt like because I wasn't sitting down crying literally that I didn't care about it. When in actuality, it hurt me the same way it hurt her.
But I needed you to be vocal about it, and you didn't.
You didn't say that though.
I shouldn't have to.
But Ms. Thomas, let me also express to both of you the fact that this was a child that you both wanted and you both lost. I want to validate Mr. Parker's feelings the same way I would validate yours. And people do grieve differently. My goal and hope is that you learn how to respect the grieving process of both people and come together in your grief and see if you can get through it. You know what really helps in that is a grief counselor, somebody to talk to about the tragedy and what your hopes were and your dreams were and how you didn't realize them. That would have been helpful to help you both get through it. Did you ever try a grief counselor?
No, because we didn't get a chance to because she started acting sneaky immediately after.
So you actually think that things changed right after the miscarriage?
I'm
Can you
definitely
point out to me what you mean by that specifically?
like basically we were about to get a new apartment and everything we had been saving, everything was going okay. And Miss Thomas has a point of lying to get her way or get the things that she wants. So basically, she bought a MacBook. I seen it on our invoice and I approached her about it, confronted her about it. She said that it was fraud.
Wait a minute, hold up. Did you all share a credit card or something?
We had a joint bank account.
Oh, and so some money was taken out of the bank account.
About $1,300.
And you, because that's how much they cost. And so you, it said on the invoice what the money was used for?
Yes, at the Apple Store.
It was at the Apple Store.
Yes.
So there was no question what it was used for.
No question.
So you came back into your house, you questioned Miss Thomas about a new laptop that was there.
Yes. She lied. I hadn't seen the laptop at the moment. Then later that night, I catch her under the cover with the laptop.
So there is no question what happened. But Miss Thomas, why did you tell him to say it was fraud?
Okay, Judge Star, I'm strategic, not sneaky. And let me explain what I mean by that, okay? Look, I see how you're looking, but look, let me explain. So I have a background that is rooted in survival, basically, in trauma. Dartaneion not only knows this, but we founded our business on this. Me and Dartaneion started a publishing company together. He supported me while I've done that, and I've been using the laptop that I had been using that laptop for a few years to write the books.
I don't care one way or the other. Did you go and buy a laptop at the Apple Store?
I did.
Why did you tell Mr. Parker that he should claim it was fraud?
Because she
Well, I lied. And
excuse me.
It's my question to answer. I lied, and you know I lied. But it's because when I started this, or when we just started the this court case, I told you that Dartaneion is not only paranoid, but he is also a person that overreacts.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. The judge is about to overreact.
Yeah.
If you had this man claim that it was fraud and the bank investigated, he could have been arrested.
Well, that's not true. No, I told him to do that at first, but that's not the process that we took.
Because he did not take the process.
True, but he found out. And yes, I did cover it up. I did.
Miss Thomas, let me tell you something.
I was just wrong.
This, to me, means you did it.
Yeah.
You lied and you tried to put this man in a trick bag. Because if he had been the paranoid person that you say, he could have contacted the bank and said, my girl said it was fraud.
Well, how about this? How about since I got the laptop, then not only did we use it for our business, but he benefited from it when I wrote the short film
let me
that
tell you
he just
something.
made money off of.
16,
she does this all the time.
16,
Always
excuse me, 16 rights does not make the first wrong go away. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It does not.
That's fine.
It might be okay to game the system, but that right there, it shows a lack of integrity. I'm telling you.
Most of the money was mine. So I don't, not to talk you, Judge.
I don't care one way or the other. All you had to do was say, excuse me. You might run your house, but this is my house and you don't run this.
I understand.
Okay? Everybody needs to be respectful. Everybody needs to be respectful. I'm just trying to be respectful of you. But you don't just discount a lie when the claim is you're a liar. That's the point. I'm trying to find out if he has reason to say that about you. And at least in this instance, I would say he does.
Also, Your Honor, I've also caught her in the bathroom, in the shower, texting. Nudes in her phone, and I ain't received no nudes from Lisa.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? Texting what?
Like, she's in the shower with the water running, texting with her phone. I actually walk in on her.
You got one of
And
them
she
kind of
says that
phones
it's
that you
her
can
friend.
be in the water with the phone.
Waterproof.
Like, and she says that she's just chatting with one of our employees or a friend. And it's
While
always,
in the shower?
right.
Okay, I'm not going to judge. I'm going to ask. Ms. Thomas, what's that about?
I work 24/7. When I got home, I had a business meeting that I had just left from. I was following up on some emails. The phone was right there. I grabbed the phone, responded to the email.
So
put it
why
back.
are the nudes in your phone?
Why are you going through my phone like that, Detective Parker? All you do is look through my phone, through my cloud, through my drive, and find old stuff and accuse me of sending it to someone.
No,
And
what
I've
I do
never
is
sent it
use
to
my
anyone.
intuition and catch you up on that cat.
No, your intuition is BS.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure this out. Miss Thomas is saying these were some old photos
Very old.
And a new
in
phone.
your phone.
Yes.
And a new
I know from a cloud backup.
That's
That was
correct.
Extremely old. Yes.
That is correct. Were the photographs dated? Did you find out?
They were recent. She's lying.
He never, you see that pause? He never found out.
What made
There
you
was no
say
time
they
step
were
to look at
recent?
that.
What about the photos made you say it was recent?
The place where we were, the apartment, the place we were living.
Is
we
So
had
the
it
photo,
in-
excuse
the
me, Miss
apartment.
Thomas, the photographs were with a background that you recognize?
in the current place where we were.
That's a lie. It was not. It was a generic background. It was an AI
Generic.
background, so that's how I know. Like, that was from years ago.
Well, it's
So if it was
As a matter
generic,
of fact-
why was it our same shower curtain?
It wasn't, first of all, that shower curtain is in Walmart. It's $14.99. Everyone has that shower curtain.
well, I'm gonna tell you right now, my husband would have a problem with me having nude photographs in the phone
Well,
with a present shower curtain,
if
and
I
he
could
hadn't
just,
received those nude photographs. He'd have a problem with that.
if I can interject too,
Yeah, I wanna
used
hear
be
it.
a dancer, and some of those photos were from my dancing background, and he knew that.
Well, I'm not worried about you. I mean, being a dancer is very honorable.
that's why I
Actually,
took
everything,
photos.
it still doesn't explain. You used to be a dancer. Why do
And I
you
still have the
pictures
photos in
your
my
phone?
cloud backup. That doesn't mean I was sending them to anyone.
We're in a whole different line of work than what she used to do. I don't see the purpose of you keeping things like
That doesn't mean that I sent them to someone else.
That's correct.
Or just
Miss
that you lied.
Thomas is correct. The existence of the photos does not prove that they have been sent to someone else. Did you bring me an email or a text message that shows that she was sending these pictures?
No, I didn't.
Did you see any evidence that she was sending the pictures?
No, she has this thing of deleting her text messages and acting like
Well,
they don't come.
again, my question was, did you see it?
I seen the pictures. I didn't
Okay,
see it.
So I
so the
deleted
photos.
the
So
text messages, but not the photos?
so
I
right
can feel
now,
it in my gut.
now that's
this ain't
fair.
my
That's
first
not-
rodeo.
Doesn't mean
But
anything.
gut is not evidence, okay?
Yeah.
And so if I'm going to call this young lady a liar, then I do need to have evidence. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So at least as it relates to the phone in the shower and the nude pictures, yes, she had nude pictures, but there's no evidence that she did anything with those pictures that was a violation of your relationship. There's just not enough evidence there to prove that, if you hear what I'm saying. But I think that's not the only thing that bothers you. There were some other instances. So let's get to those.
For one, there was an instance where she went to Albany, like after an argument, basically says that she was going to see her family. She stayed down there for a while, and I had been calling back and forth, texting. She was not really communicating with me. And one night, I decided, well, I took my pride and try to get her to come back and make amends. And I call, and some dude pick up the phone.
It wasn't some dude. It was my brother who doesn't like you.
Now I know all.
That's it. And you know he doesn't like you.
Now this is a reoccurring thing for her to say that it's one of her brothers. And I
have
know that
3
she's the
brothers
oldest,
on my mom's side.
and she has many
and
brothers.
7 on
but,
my
like,
dad's.
come on now.
And you know that.
So you know this set of circumstances. He asked about this man who answered.
He knew who it was. When he
Why
answered the
wouldn't he
phone.
say, "Oh, what's up, Flo"?
He
Because he doesn't like you. They already told me that.
Right.
He doesn't like you. He doesn't like you, and he probably was messing with you and living rent free in your head, just to say,
Right.
hello, how you doing?
Right.
Exactly. Okay. Again, I'm trying to figure out where my evidence is because Mr. Parker, if we're gonna call somebody a cheater, we need to have some evidence. Then this Albany situation, we don't have evidence of that yet. Tell me about what else has happened. I understand there
Alright,
was
now
something about these last minute plans.
This happened one night. The day was actually going good. We were at home. We were relaxing. I had planned some little Netflix. I ordered some food, everything. So she goes in the back of the house and she comes back fully dressed. Tells me that she has a business meeting and all of this. Now, let me remind you that we are co-owners of this business. So wouldn't I should be aware if we had any meetings. Not only did she leave, but she didn't come back till 12 the next day.
The next day?
Yes, the next day.
So that business that you're referring to, is that the same one that you were upset that I bought a laptop for? That we co-own?
What
But
does
I just
that
wanna
have
ask you-
to do with
okay,
you coming
so-
back later?
I just wanted to.
What does the
put that in.
laptop have to do?
So as far as me leaving, Flo is not, I'm sorry, that's what I normally call him, Dartaneion, is not only paranoid, but he's also controlling. And so he decides, oh, I want to make you a nice restaurant dinner. I want to do something romantic for you. When
But
he
that was not
knows-
your plan that night. You had
when he
other
knows
plans.
I had, exactly, Judge.
Got it.
And
And
so
it's as simple as just letting me know that.
he already knew, but what he did was he tried to counter my plans by coming up with some romantic gesture. And that romantic gesture was not enough for me to cancel
Why
my
would
plans.
I counter your
I
plans
know what you were
with
trying to do.
our business that we make
No,
money
it
off
wasn't
of? Why
business.
would I
was going out
block
to hang
my
out with
money?
my homegirl.
Like-
We were going to the club. That wasn't nothing having to do with business. Next, after I told him, okay, look, I'm going to the club with my homegirl.
You didn't say it was business.
No, I didn't.
She did.
No, I did not. I did
You
not.
did.
I told you that I was going out.
Cap.
But
Cap.
after we were out, he also knew that I had an appointment for my business the next day. So because I was too drunk to drive home, I decided what I'm going to do is go ahead and go from my friend's house to my client's
What
house.
engaged woman does not check in with her fiance and stays out all?
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Very true.
That's understandable.
Fair question.
That is fair, and I understand that. And if you wouldn't overreact to things most of the time, then we probably wouldn't have that issue. But I could have been wrong for that.
No,
The
not
point-
could have been.
Okay, I was wrong for that. But the problem is you are with me and him is you are not going to disturb my business, my money at all for any reason.
So
And
I'm not even
like
on
you're
the
not gonna
next
keep
day.
wasting my time.
The next day is when you had an appointment.
Right.
For business. See, I keep up.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But the math has the math for me.
Right.
That entire evening that you went out with your friends.
He was blowing up my phone the whole night, being insecure, and I stopped answering the phone for him because I was sick of it.
I
And
hardly
then
think
would
it's
just
being
sleep at my friend's
insecure
house.
checking on the woman that I love, who I'm supposed to be about to
You were
marry
upset
when
with
she
me
does
for
not
leaving.
come home.
You're upset with me for leaving. You knew that. Stop trying to
So
play.
Miss Thomas, excuse me, because you have children together, they live in the home, y'all are making a family. No matter how upset you are, why didn't you just text to say, I am not answering the phone because you are annoying me, but I don't want you to worry. I will be over at Cynthia's house. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Well,
Why didn't you do that?
I did reach out to him, but I didn't tell him that I was staying the night because I didn't plan to. But when I did decide to stay the night, and he had already been irritating me, calling me all kind of names through my text messages all night, I decided I didn't have a reason to reach out to him because our kids weren't even home. That's why he wanted to do the romantic gesture. So going along with the next day where I actually have plans for my business, I text him that morning and say, hey, I stayed with my homegirl. You know where I was at. This is where I'm going right now.
So what
I'll be
about
back
this?
at a
What
certain
about
time.
this?
And I came back.
So I can legitimately tell you saying I stayed with my homegirl, you know where I'm at. That would not satisfy me, not me, if I were your
understand
partner,
that.
because you were discourteous. You didn't let me know where you were at night, and I don't know where you were.
Right, but if someone was blowing up your phone and calling you all kind of names and stuff, thotty
If it
and
was
stuff
my
like that, for being in
fiance,
the
I would
club,
still
then
text
you
back.
wouldn't give him a respectable answer either. I mean, I can't tell you what you would do, but I can't respond.
And the
Let me
thing
be
is-
very
I'm
honest
not
with
gonna
you.
respect it.
I don't have anybody in my life that would call me those kinds of things because
So
I
then that
don't
would be
give
a
them any
problem.
reason to.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay.
I just don't.
So So then basically what you're saying, well, just to get clarity. So if I decide, already have plans to go out with my homegirls,
Which is
and he's
absolutely fine.
upset, and so he decides to call me something that's very disrespectful, then
100%.
that's the reason for
Absolutely
him doing
not.
that, and that would be okay?
Under no circumstance. First of all, you don't call people that you love out of their name
Right.
under any
That's-
circumstance.
I
Let's
guess that's what I
start
was
with
looking
that.
for.
Let's just start with that. And when you're angry with somebody, you learn how to manifest that anger in a way that is not disrespectful. But when you're also in a relationship with someone, you don't behave in a way that is disrespectful.
Right.
So what everybody is doing here is being disrespectful to the relationship.
I understand.
You all decided that you were going to blend your family. You all decided that you were going to be engaged in anticipation of marriage. Nothing about what you have described to me says that you are mature enough in your relationship that you can handle the pressures of being married. You didn't even work together when you tragically lost your child. Those are pressures of being married. Things are going to happen. One of you, tragically, is going to lose a parent or a family member, and you're going to rely on the other one to stand there and support you the next time. One of you is going to have to face if one of your children may, God forbid, get into an accident or something. You're going to be there for each other. The two people that are in front of me are the ones that are supposed to be communicating with each other. No one should ever get in between you. Social media shouldn't get in between you. Going out with your girlfriend shouldn't get in between you. Insecurity shouldn't get in between you. There should be no daylight between the two of you if you are meant to be married. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm talking married. I'm not talking dating. I'm not talking baby mama. I'm talking married. If you're going to commit to that and bring children into it, then commit to it. Then commit to it. That's it. I'm just being honest with you. Don't play at marriage because kids are involved. Kids that love the two of you. And that I haven't heard that commitment yet. And that's a problem. Mr. Parker, that's a problem.
I can see
That's a
that.
problem.
And I don't have no problem trying to work on this, but it's just too many coincidences. Just like another time, she basically, I used to give her lifts and everything when our car was down, and she used to tell me that she was going to basically her friend's house somewhere, and I was sending the lifts and getting her cabs there, and then one day I just had this bright idea, let me look up the address. So I look up the address. There are no females who live at that house. No.
Says Google. Says Google, who is probably inaccurate.
Says the white pages.
Okay, so white pages. So does white people, white pages tell you, does white pages tell you whose name is on the lease or how many people stay in that house?
It actually tells you the current
is the person
resident
that
who owns the house, the numbers of the people that live in the house. So yes, it does.
So did you pay for that or did you get
Yes,
that on
I
free trial?
did pay for it actually because I didn't believe you.
I'm just wondering.
Wow. I mean, you became Leon Panetta of the CIA because you don't trust her.
That's what I'm saying.
Good
That's
Lord.
what I go through every day.
Why? We got to talk about
We
this.
wouldn't have to go through this if you would stop capping and lying.
No, we're going through this because your ex-girlfriend put you through this.
That's what I've been waiting on. Now you know. I always get to the point where is the tension? Okay? Mr. Parker, what happened in a previous relationship to make you not trust the person that you say you want to marry? What happened, sir?
Basically, my ex was a stripper. I had to learn this lesson. Not that they strippers, I guess. And basically ran off with my cousin.
And that's how me and him got together. So you can see the trauma there, right? I can acknowledge my trauma. The problem is that you don't acknowledge
The
yours.
thing
You're
is,
putting
why would
me-
you keep putting me through the same things that somebody else has
You're
already
putting me
done
through the
to
same
me?
thing.
But
when
wait
you're
a
calling
minute,
me
Mr.
names.
Parker and Miss Thomas, I don't know if Miss Thomas has put you through anything. I have not heard
The lies.
and evidence. I have the lie that I have heard had to do with the laptop, and we discussed that.
That was financial.
I have not heard any other provable lies.
Now,
yet.
this is another time. So she told me one time she was going to, I had basically broke my chain, and she was going to replace it. So she showed me this chain online and all this other stuff, and basically said that she was going to get it for me. I seen it come out of our account, you know what I'm saying? So then we get into an argument. Then she says that she called and got it refunded, but it never hit my account again.
So
The money never came back.
So X amount of money
Came out of
came
my
out of
account.
the account, and the X amount of money never went back in.
Yes. And
Because
honestly, I think that she gave
it
to
wasn't
some
your
other
account, it was
some other-
mine. So maybe you should have just checked the transaction history a little bit better.
No, sweetheart, that was mine.
It was mine.
It's mine.
Miss Thomas.
Why would I buy you a chain out of your own money if it's a gift? Thank you.
Can't.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Miss Thomas, I'm trying to figure out why there is such a lack of trust between the two of you.
Me too. That's why I'm here. If I'm being honest, because the majority or the lack of trust, the primary issue comes from him. My issue is with the way that you respond, the way that you treat me, and the things that you say to me. And that's where we go wrong. And if you disrespect me, then you can bet your ass.
Maybe
I'm
you
gonna
should start
disrespect
thinking
you.
about the way that you treat me and the things that you say to me. Look how
You're
talking
leading
to
the
me right
relationship.
now.
Doesn't it start
Look
with
how
you?
talking to me right now.
Aren't you the leader of the relationship?
If you let me lead and close your mouth, I can do
You're
that.
leading. You leading starts with the way that you act.
I have to
And
tell
I'll
you,
follow that.
I really want to go home and take your children and bring them home with me, because if they see this, that would scare me.
I just need these test results so I can see what we're gonna do.
But
I'm
Mr.
tired of
Parker,
it.
I'm going to tell
I
you
was
something.
honest on the test results.
Mr. Parker and Miss Thomas, no matter what the test results say, they might find you might be completely right. Miss Thomas might be completely right, but at the end of the day, y'all don't speak to each other in a way that is respectful and kind and loving. And the test results are just a Band-Aid on your relationship, okay? One way or the other. We either gonna rip the Band-Aid off or we're not. So you know what? After this, we will. Let the scabs start to heal.
That's all I want.
We'll be right back.
Counting you in 3, 2.
And we are back to try to calm some of this toxicity down. And I think the only thing that is going to start the healing process is to get the answers to the questions that Mr. Parker really has been requesting. Mr. Thomas, you willingly submitted to a polygraph examination. And so I asked my polygraph examiner, John Yarbrough, a certified polygraph examiner from Guardian Polygraph Services, to join us today. Will you ask the witness to join us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Mr. Yarbrough. We've been really going back and forth. Will you do me a favor and tell the litigants what your background is in polygraph examination?
Certainly. My name is John Yarbrough. I'm a certified polygraph examiner. I'm also a member of the American Polygraph Association, and I've conducted hundreds of polygraphs for various law enforcement and other public safety agencies around the state. And I also do professional and private polygraphs.
And we have engaged your services here at Divorce Court to provide that expertise on a number of occasions. And today I submitted 4 questions to you that I wanted you to put to the defendant when she willingly submitted to an examination. Am I correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Yarbrough, let's get to the questions. Question number 1, we asked Ms. Thomas, after your miscarriage, when you went to Albany, Georgia for a month, did you have sexual contact with anyone other than Mr. Parker?
That was the original question, yes.
Did you modify my question?
I certainly did, Your Honor.
And what was the modification?
Well, after an extensive pre-test interview, Ms. Thomas finally made an admission of yes to that answer.
What? But you...
Look,
So there was
it's
no
not
need
even what
to.
you think it was. First
There
of
was
all.
no need to ask any additional.
So you've been lying all this time?
You the one pushed me to
So
it.
you've really been lying all this time?
Look, you want me to tell the truth, right? That's your whole biggest thing. Is that the truth? You a liar.
All
So I
right,
told
can
the truth.
we keep going? Let's-
Question number 2.
Well,
We asked Ms. Thomas, since being in a relationship with Mr. Parker, have you had sexual contact with the man who you did taxes for on 2 occasions?
again, that was the original question.
And there was a modification?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the modification?
Other than the times you told me about today, are there any other times you had sexual contact with that man whose taxes you do that Mr. Parker is unaware of?
I was not aware that she had confessed to some men that she had done taxes with.
Again, during the extensive pre-test interview, she made an admission that there had been a number of times that
But I'm
Mr. Thomas was aware of.
paranoid.
And then
But
there
I'm
was
paranoid.
No, you are paranoid, and that's why we're
But I'm
here.
paranoid.
That's why we're here. Because maybe
No,
if you would have
just
treated
dirty. That's all it
maybe
is,
if
bro.
you would have treated
Okay, stop. Order in the court.
We will be respectful to Mr. Yarbrough. Sir, question number 3. We asked Ms. Thomas, was that gold chain Mr. Parker found the receipt for bought for someone other than him?
that is correct.
What was Ms. Thomas's answer?
Her answer was no.
What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination revealed there was deception to that question.
But you a joke, yo.
You a joke.
You a
And
joke, yo.
question
This
number
whole
4.
relationship is a joke.
Yeah, I see that.
Miss-
Order.
That.
Mr. Yarbrough, we asked Ms. Thomas, since being in a relationship with Mr. Parker, have you had sexual contact with anyone other than him?
That is correct, Your Honor.
But let me guess, there was a modification.
There was a modification of that.
And what was the modification?
Other than the times you mentioned today, have you had any other sexual contact with anyone else when Mr. Parker is not aware of because of the admission she had made previously?
That was to be fair.
That was what I tried to do here.
And Mr. Yarbrough, what was Ms. Thomas's answer to that modified question?
Her answer was no.
What did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination revealed there was deception to that question.
You know what? You know what?
What do I know?
That's basically all I need to hear.
Well,
All I need to hear.
first of
I'm
all,
done with this.
I don't even want to
Like,
hear all that.
is it
okay?
like-
This is your fault.
Order.
And actually, like, I don't even want to be here anymore. Is there
It's-
any way I can leave?
Let's wait for
Because
the
I'm
judge.
completely
Sir,
done.
let's wait for the
I don't
judge,
care.
sir.
First of all,
Done,
I don't
ma'am.
care. You know what? It's
Order.
You wanted this, so that's what
Done,
you
done.
got.
Order.
Excuse me, I think that Mr. Parker, it seems like Ms. Thomas wanted to come here and basically throw it in your
Everything
face.
that
No, I
it's
wanted to
done.
tell the
This is
truth.
Done,
because I'm
done,
tired of
done.
going through
This
this stuff
is
with
done.
And
So
I'm
there's
trying to
no
tell
reason,
my
there's
ass
no
Done.
reason, there's no reason for y'all to be together. I knew that
anymore.
5 minutes into the conversation.
Not
Thank you,
anymore.
Mr. Yarbrough.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it,
Well, if
even
you
though
keep
it
on
seems
accusing
like you
somebody, what
wasted
you
your
gonna get?
time.
All I need,
Excuse me.
all I need is my ring back.
Bro,
That's
you
all I
want,
need.
You want the ring back?
Yes, I want my ring
Yeah.
back.
Take it. You want it? Take it.
Got it.
Oh, Lord,
Like,
have
close,
mercy.
you can't-
Mr. Yarbrough, you are
Right.
welcome to leave the courtroom. I certainly do
Thank you.
appreciate it. Although I'm glad I had.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Parker. I appreciate you. Ms. Thomas, why'd you come? Because I want to give you the opportunity to tell me what was your truth that you wanted to get out? Because this was weird to me.
Judge Star, I'm the one that called the show. I called because this man, I really do love him. And he has disrespected me over the course of our relationship for so long and accused me of things that I wasn't doing. And honestly, these recent incidents have just happened. Again, we've been together almost a decade. So we're talking about the first 6 years of our relationship, me just taking his disrespect. And me being almost afraid to tell my truth to him because he's going to overreact. He's going to get in my face.
I
He's
got
gonna call
news
me.
for you, Miss Thomas. There is no overreaction to the fact that you
No,
done
nothing was
slept
going
with
on.
Lottie Dottie and
No,
everybody.
there was nothing going on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There was none of this going on 5, 6 years into our relationship.
So
he was
guess what?
accusing me of it. And
But
if you keep, what do you want me to do
excuse
about
me.
it?
I
That's
just
what
want
he
I
did.
just want to say this to you, woman to woman. If it's not working for you, walk away. That's all you had to do. Don't put yourself and your children through drama and trauma unnecessarily.
So he wanted to be with me. I tried to walk away from him.
Well, guess
And he
what?
decided that we was going to be together.
Well, you ain't got to
we're
worry
gonna be
about
together
it
no matter
more,
what.
Miss
So
Thomas, because something say he done walked away.
I'm glad.
That case is done.
That was crazy, huh? My gosh. I mean, I knew something was going to happen, but I didn't know that was going to happen. And I tell you, the old nudies in the shower get you every time. Anyway, for the people at home watching, you already know what I'm going to say. If you're a veteran in the chat, go ahead and click the QR code and submit your story to Judge Star right now. She's in her chambers. She wants to hear from you. Now, back to that case. I don't think she cared too much, to be honest with you. You know, like that, there's so much disrespect going on there that it was just crazy, crazy. Okay, the judge is back. Let's give her a hand, y'all. Judge Star.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I
Oh, you missed the
apologize.
spot.
I missed the spot.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Are you out of your mind? Bless y'all's heart. Oh, I hope that y'all did not get tainted by what I just saw today. My virtual jury, bless your heart. When you want to find out, is it real here at divorce court? This was an example. This is called Exhibit A of what is real. In a million years, I did not think that this woman would fail every single question.
Every single one.
I mean, she lied from the rooter to the tutor.
And called him paranoid.
And called him paranoid. Well, welcome to Divorce Court, everyone. This is Divorce Court Live, and we have decided this season to bring you into our process. We do 180 episodes a year, and we tape over a 4-month time period. 1 week we'll be taping, and a couple weeks we'll be off. But this week, boy, have we had a doozy of a week.
Ooh-wee.
And every day of our tape week, we try to bring you one of the cases at 5 o'clock in the evening. So you are seeing one of our cases. My in-studio jury actually has been here all day. And so they've seen now, what have we done? 7 cases today. And we've had ups and downs and all kinds of emotional turmoil. They probably need drinks by now at this point because they are here. That's why I had to cleanse us all in this room. I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of my virtual jury. Thank you for actually welcoming me into your homes or your cars or wherever it is that you watch Divorce Court. And I want to bring you into the process with some of the questions that you were asking while we were doing that case. So let me ask one of the questions. This comes from Arthur. Arthur says, "Hello, Judge Starr. I'm watching you from Calgary. How fabulous. Welcome, Arthur. In relationships, what is a red flag that is often ignored or overlooked?" Oh, I can give you one in lots of categories. If someone is not where they're supposed to be, when they say they're going to be there, that's a red flag. When you find that people say that they have cut off previous relationships and they're continuing to have any connection and contact, that's a red flag. People who are continuing to still, quote, want a relationship with their ex that they don't share children with, that's a red flag. There are a number of red flags. I can give you trust red flags. I can give you financial red flags. Financial red flags is if folk are always asking you for money. That's a red flag. There are a number of red flags, and they wave. And by the way, the biggest problem is we all ignore them. We know the red flag. If it gives you an uh-oh feeling, guess what? Uh-oh. We need to start listening to those uh-oh feelings and paying attention to those waving red flags. And not for nothing, but she was a red flag, walking, breathing, screaming from the moment he met her, okay? For somebody who got cheated on relentlessly by a stripper, what in the world would make you get with a cheating stripper? Lord, keep me near the cross. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, please. So this comes from Sarah. How long should someone be single after they come out of a toxic relationship? Excellent question, Sarah. Long enough to get therapy so that they can ascertain why they stayed in a toxic relationship. figure out what was it about that person or themselves that allowed them to be there. Cleanse yourself of whatever demons you have, whatever baggage you have. And that way, when you go to the next relationship, you can bring your whole self. The biggest problem is people don't give themselves enough time to heal, to get healthy emotionally, physically, spiritually before you go into a new relationship. That is the biggest problem that I find here. You jump from one place to the other, you don't even give yourself time to get your pH balance back, and you're already in bed with somebody else. That's a problem. You asked, I'm gonna tell you, okay? Maya, Judge Star, what has been the biggest surprise someone has ever said in this show? Now that's an interesting question. The biggest surprise. I tell you, when the truth comes out and someone just admits they made a mistake, that this was not the person that they needed to be with, that their needs have changed and they want out. Not that that doesn't happen, it should happen, but very rarely are people honest enough to just tell the truth. And relationships can change, needs do change, people do grow, but we have a responsibility to let our partner know that if your needs have changed, just don't hurt that person in the relationship. So thank you for all of the questions today. I'm going to actually let my in-studio jury ask some questions because you all have been here with me and you've been an excellent audience. So thank you very much.
I bet we're gonna have some
Corey,
good questions
let's see what
today.
you got. Let's see what you got. Who's here? Who has a question?
Anybody have a question over here?
Okay, so we'll go on that side today.
All right,
Hi there.
ma'am.
Well, my concern is, why do you think they stay for so long if the plaintiff and the defendant, if they were having so much trouble? There's kids involved.
I think that's their dynamic. I actually think they enjoy that fighting back and forth. There's some people that actually enjoy it. That's their love language. You know, some people overdose on sex, some people overdose on fighting. And these people, I think it's a toxic soup that they enjoyed because just the way they spoke to each other with disrespect, I just can't imagine children growing up in that environment. But that is how they interact with each other. And it was interesting that she came all the way here to basically throw in his face that she has been with Lottie Dottie and everybody. That was purposeful. That was purposeful. And it doesn't get meaner than that. That was absolutely purposeful. She wanted to say, now, how you like me now? That's what she did. And that's why I brought that loss all out. Okay. Let's take another one.
Another question.
Thank you. Hello, sir.
Do you honestly believe that the ladies, what she said about I didn't start cheating till 6 years
No.
into the relationship?
No.
She pushed her to
No. She was cheating from day one. 100%. He was a very comfortable person. She knows that he was going to be at home when she came home. And I think that some people like that target people like that. They know that he is the kind of guy who, one, has been hurt by the cheating. And she just laid it all out right there for him. And I also think he knew from the beginning also. He knew. She did in fact blame him for the miscarriage. There is no question. I think that their relationship really took a downward turn at that point, and because they didn't get grief counseling, they blamed each other, and there lies the tension. There lies the tension. Anybody else have a question? Have somebody
Let's go on this
side?
side.
Yes.
Ma'am, right here. Can you pass that to her?
There we are. Hi.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do you think that she had a real miscarriage, or do you think it might not have been his and she was afraid he would find out?
I actually know she had a miscarriage. I don't know the circumstances of the pregnancy, but I know she had a miscarriage. And I do know that the two of them never worked through it. They didn't work through it together. She left. I thought that some of the facts would come out. She actually left the house to go back to Albany. It was that Albany trip. She went back to Albany to be with her family. and she found comfort in Albany. So I don't know if the child was actually theirs or it may have been someone else's, but I do know she found comfort in Albany, and it's not the kind that you find when you leave a significant other at home. Thank y'all so very much. We have had an amazing time today. I hope that you'll come back. And again, it is my great honor to sit behind this bench. I enjoy it very much, and I hope you do also. Thank you again.